Good morning, it's New Jeru Blue, coming to you with another video out the Apocrypha. This is the King James Version Apocrypha that was in the 1611 Bible before the churches took it out because they didn't see it fit. But this book here plays a vital part in the end time prophecies. Today we're going to jump into 2nd Edsras chapter 13, 1 through 48. And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burnt that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it feeleth the fire. This is the Messiah coming back, and as it says in Revelation, he's coming back with his garment dipped in blood. Just like in the old days, he said it's a time for peace and it's a time for war. This is the beginning of sorrows, the great judgment. But this is the description of the events that are going to unfold. He said, and after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds. Remember those four winds in Revelation? They said, don't harm the earth until you mark the elect. Wait till they have the seal. Just like people will get the mark of the beast as well. All within this timeline. He said, in the four winds of the heavens to subdue the man that came out of the sea. You know about who come out of the sea? And this Antichrist character. He said, but I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew up upon it. But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, yet durst fight. 9. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. This is the Messiah that, he said, this remember the part when he said he would lure them to the valley of Jehoshaphat. They will all be fighting each other. But, when Yahushua cracks the sky, all will see, and guess what? They're going to make it seem like, oh, it's an alien invasion. It's not of this world. We got to fight him. Fight him that come up out the sky. And guess what? He's going to sit there and watch them. Then he's going to surely put them to death. He said, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire. Words of his mouth swore truth. And out of his lips a flaming breath. And out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. And they were all mixed together in a blast of fire and the flaming breath and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burnt them up every one, so that upon a sudden of innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid, and afterwards I saw the same man come down from the mountain and call upon another peaceable multitude. You know who that is. And there came much people unto him, whereof some were glad, some were sorry. Some of them were bound, and others some brought of them that were offered. Then was I sick through great fear, and I awoken and said, 14, thou hast showed thy servant these wonders from the beginning, and hast counted me worthy that thou shouldest receive my prayer. 15. Show me now yet the interpretation of this dream. 16. For as I conceive in my understanding, woe meaning destruction, unto them that shall be left in those days, and much more woe unto them that are not left behind. For they that were not left were in heaviness. Now understand the things that are laid up in the latter days, which is the end time, which is now. He said, which shall happen unto them and to those that are left behind. All right, here we go. The meat and bones. You know, the Bible, it says in Isaiah, the book of Isaiah, read precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little. The Bible is living water. It will always answer itself. You don't even need to put your own interpretation onto it, you know. But if you don't have all the precepts to link it together, guess what? You only have a small piece. And with a small piece, how can you seek your creator with all your heart? You feel me? That's what it's saying in Isaiah, that those preachers or shepherds are leading their pasture to the slaughter, you know, and they only thinking about personal gains. 19. Therefore are they come into great pearls and many necessities, like as these dreams declare. I believe this is when he told Abraham, your descendants will be in a foreign, a strange land for 400 years, but they will come out with great substance. He said, therefore are they coming to great pearls and many necessities, like as these dreams declare. Yet it is easier for him that is in danger to come into these things than to pass away as a cloud out of the world and not see the things that happen in the last days. Last days, oh, what a time to be alive. This is the greatest time ever in history. It's great for some people and it's sad for others because nobody's seen it coming. You know, caught them all off guard. But it's a time that the books is going to close and it ain't going to be no redemption for a lot of people, you know. Many are called, few are chosen. All right. Just woke up, y'all. A little sleepy, you know, but you know, I'm gonna make every day and every minute count at this point. The interpretation, hold on. In the last days, and he answered unto me and said, the interpretation of the vision shall I show thee, and I will open unto thee the things that thou hast required, whereas thou hast spoken of them that are left behind. This is the interpretation. He that shall endure the pearl in that time have kept himself. So those are the ones that endure to the end, through all the trials and tribulations. They don't lose their faith. Actually, their faith actually gets strengthened the harder things get, because they realize the devil is attacking them. And the devil will only attack them if they weren't destined to be something great and mighty. Like me, for example. Time has kept himself. They that be fallen into danger. This is when the beginning of sorrows is, you know, because nothing can save them at this point. Are such as have works and faith towards the Almighty. So these are the in-between ones right here. Know this, therefore, that they will be left behind are more blessed than they that be dead. This 25. This is the meaning of the vision. Whereas thou sawest a man coming up from the midst of the sea. The same is he whom God the highest hath kept a great season, which by his own self shall deliver his creature. And he shall order them that are left behind. 27. And whereas thou sawest that out of his mouth there came a blast of wind and fire and storm, and that he held neither sword nor any instrument of war, but that the rushing in of him destroyed the whole multitude that came to subdue him. This is the interpretation. Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth. This is 29. This is about to happen. Really. I mean, really. Behold, the day come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth. Your redemption is nigh. Don't lose your faith now. You better be stronger more than ever. Guess what? Some of us been afflicted since the time of birth, just so we could go through trials and tribulations, but we will always live and overcome them. So all we knew was pain to begin with, you know? So in a fallacious time like this where people ain't strong, we always been strong. From foster care, group homes, juvenile detention centers, placements, whatever thing that was put upon us in our youth that we had no control over, still to this present day. And this is when he began to deliver them that are upon the earth. He shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth. And one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another. This is the rumors of wars, nations rising against nations. One place against another, one people against another. Democrats, Republicans, this party, that party. This is the strong delusion and confusion. You know, all of a sudden, everybody turning against each other, you know. It's the same way they divided and conquered so many others, it's going to happen to them, you know. That's when these solar flares and EMPs and everybody start to lose their mind. Or they send this frequency out to where it's though you're running like a chicken with his head cut off in a zombie apocalypse because you took the mark of the beast. Let's put it that way. Against another, one people against another, one realm against another. So this goes back to when in Revelation when Michael rose up, because everything happens in the spiritual realm before it even happens in the physical realm. But remember that war broke out in heaven? See, Michael and them archangels got released to go fight the devil and his demons. So as they start slaying them, guess what? That same war spilled over into the earth. And that's when people down here started fighting and it got real, you know? That's how it went down. But this, like in before times, you know, event will take place and then eventually it'll make its way to the earth and it'll transpire. But now everything is happening at a rapid rate. It's no wait no more. Just as it's happening up there, it's happening down here. Point blank, period. Alright, one realm against another. So you got the evil realm and then you got the good realm, you know. Them angels that was held back, now they being released. They like, go, the Most High said, go get them. I'm not playing with them. It's that time. You know what time it is. And Michael rolls up smiling like, okay, don't threaten me with a good time. It's that time. Let's go. Let's get it. So I love it, you know, because it makes more sense now than ever, you know. You know, I done read the Bible so many times, so many different parts, you know. I never read it straight through, but I always read it sometimes from back to front, middle, wherever I open up and it takes me, you know, that's where I go, and I always get revelations that way. Alright, there's no right way to do anything. Everybody's unique in their own way. You have to follow your gut, your instincts, your intuition. Let the Ruach HaKodesh, which is the Holy Spirit, guide you, and you gotta have wisdom. Wisdom is the mother is wisdom, and it'll show you things of the past, present, and future. And the beginning of wisdom is the fear of the Most High, just knowing that He's in control of all things. I know He's in control of all things because what could have saved me and kept me through all my trials and tribulations? I'm not no fool. I'm not naive to the fact, and I know that for a fact. Alright, and one realm against another. And the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and the sign shall happen, which I showed thee before. You remember what he said in Matthew 24? He said, shall happen, which I showed thee before, and then shall my son be declared, whom thou sawest a man ascendant. I just read about this in Apocalypse of Elijah yesterday. But I'm going to do that book over again on this platform because I did that on Facebook platform. And you can see these videos on Facebook under Chosen Seed. And I'm New Jerusalem, you know. I ain't hard to find. Alright, so it's a man ascending, 33. And when all the people hear his voice, every man shall in their own land leave the battle. They have one against another. This is Armageddon. This is Armageddon. This is the World War III. You know, everybody having these little battles going on, you know? You know, they have all these nuclear weapons. You think they were never going to use them? You think they was all going to just keep threatening each other? Like, oh, don't come in my land, or, you know, I'm going to hit the button. Guess what? Imagine when they all start hitting the button at the same time and this place becomes desolate. But guess what? If you are marked, you don't have to worry about those things because you can see these things unfold before they even happen, you know? You know, because you believe with all your heart. You see so many other things come to pass. You know it's going to go down. And you know the exact timeline when other false prophets rise up and they always giving false hope because they're not the chosen seed. They don't have the power and the dominion to be able to do these things. But the chosen do. The real chosen, the real bloodline, the real lost sheep of the house of Yisrael, us. Alright, they leave the battle they had against one another. 34, an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together, as thou sawest them willing to come, and to overcome him by fighting. But he shall stand upon the top of Mount Sinai, and Sinai shall come, and shall be showed to all men, being prepared, and build it like as thou sawest the hill graven without hands. And this my son shall rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations. What would be the wicked inventions of those nations? Cell phone devices, they spy through you through, you know, they invade your privacy, their nuclear weapons, their radar, their capability, their satellites to zoom in, spy on people in their land mass and shoot missiles down there and kill them. These are wicked inventions because they're weapons of mass destruction. They're only used to benefit or oppress a people or threaten another people that if you don't bow down to what we say, we're going to do this or do that. And how do you do that? You enforce it with the barrel of a gun. And the barrel of a gun, a harlot to me is many weapons. Many weapons. Any weapons of war, any weapons of deception, any weapons of deceiving in order that it will work in your favor in the end. That's what a wicked invention is. And that's in 37. Second Edsras chapter 13, 37. And this my son shall rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations. These are their weapons, which for their wicked life are fallen into the tempters. So now they getting tempted, getting the strong delusion, getting their hearts harder just to get utterly destroyed because they stupid, deaf, dumb, and blind. 38, and shall lay before them their evil thoughts. See, now their intentions is coming back to bite them. This is recompense on their head. Shall lay before them their evil thoughts, and the torment wherewith they shall begin to be tormented. This is hell on earth, which are like unto a flame, and he shall destroy them without labor by the law, which is like unto fire. And whereas thou sawest that he gathered another peaceable multitude unto him. 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Oshea, the king whom Salmanar, the king of Assyria, led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. 41. I believe this is the Indians and the native tribes that were here in America in the fourth part. And if you notice, when those Indians dance, they praise dance. Yahweh, 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 Yah, Yah, Yah. Not a coincidence. They found Hebrew writings over here. They found all this. This is how Columbus found America, going through these hidden books. Apocrypha means hidden in the Greek translation. Alright, and so came they into another land, 41, but they took this counsel among themselves. It's like Psalms 83. They take crafty counsel against his people to come together under one consent to cut them off from being a nation. So the name of Yisrael, but no longer being remembrant. That's why they stole your heritage. But they took this counsel amongst themselves, and they would leave the multitude of the heathens. So they was like, yo, we got to get away from these heathens. You know, they wicked. A heathen is always one that will go around and say, oh, we got to get rid of these terrorists. But in all actuality, they're the biggest terrorists of all. They're manipulators, liars, and deceivers. A heathen is one that is a savage. You know, come over here, oppress people, and tell them, if you don't bow down to our religion, we're going to put you to death. That's a heathen. That's what a heathen do. You know, their job is to divide and conquer and oppress with war and destruction and death. You know, that's one of the horsemen of Revelation. And behold, I saw a pale horse, and he that sat upon it was death. It's the fourth part right here. This is what this is talking about. And the heathen go forth in a further country where never mankind dwelt. Where would that be? In the fourth part. The new world. 42. That they might. You see why they took this out of here? Because guess what? They fulfilled this prophecy. They was like, oh, we gonna do that. We gonna get that, you know, because we don't care. They worship the devil anyway. So they like, all right, we just gonna flip the script so it don't look as bad on us when we fulfill this prophecy. 42. That they might keep their statutes that they never kept in their own land. 43. And they entered into the Euphrates by the narrow passage of the river. Euphrates. Somewhere. It could have been through Alaska. Somewhere in those back parts. You know, everything all connect. Russia and Alaska is literally walking distance. I never knew that until now, but I could see how this went down. 44. The Most High then showed signs for them and held still the flood till they were passed over. See, this is a common occurrence that the Most High always did. Even when Moses led the people out of Mitzrayim, which you know is Egypt. Egypt is just the Greek word for Egyptos, which means bondage. So whenever you see Egypt, it's symbolic to bondage. But the real name to Egypt is Mitzrayim, which is one of the sons of Ham and I believe Cush. But within there, you know, you can figure that out yourself. 44, and the Most High showed them signs and held still the flood, and they were passed over. He said he's going to do this again in the last days too. 45, and through the country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half, and the same region is called Azareth. Azareth sounds like America. Azareth. You see all these land masses that we know today. Guess what? All the names have been changed. And a lot of them have been named after a man. But Azareth, look up Azareth. Azareth. Then dwelt they there until the latter time. The latter time. What is the latter time? The end time. And now where they shall begin to come, the higher shall stay the springs of the stream again, that they may go through. Therefore solace thou the multitude with peace. 48. But though that be left behind of thy people are they that are found within my borders. You know, that's how we're going to finish that. That's the Apocrypha. That was 13 through 49, second Esdras. Yahweh, Shaddai, Ancient of Days, by Hashem, coming in the name, Adonai, Sovereign King, Hamashiach, the Messiah, Yahweh Shai, he is salvation. Baruch be to all those who watch this. All praises to you, the most gracious, the most merciful, my strength, my redeemer, my rock, my salvation. Amana, truth and covenant. Hallelujah. Praise ye Yah. Salah. I'm out.